Good morning. Hey, so today it is freezing outside. That's why I had my dog on my lap. Any sort of warmth we can come by. It's probably in the teens, feels like negative something. So lots of snow starting off this year. But well, today I wanted to talk about, and I'll show you. Well, here, let's peek at the interest rates right now for kicks. Oh, not there. I think it's here we go. I just wanted to kind of show you the interest rates today on one of the lenders. I'm seeing a 5.62 this is for the FHA 30-year. This and VA loans 5.8. They're always lower than your conventional, which is up at 6.12. Conventional here. And this is just showing a 5% down. This is showing a 20% down, just a sample of a $300,000. But yeah, it's just good to see, like I said, the FHAs at the 5.6%. Haven't seen stuff below seven or 6 in a while. So anyways, wanted to run by that. But yeah, today I wanted to really kind of talk about rental and net equity and rental income. And it's kind of came about with some thoughts I was having yesterday. This graph had come up that I'd seen, I believe, because it was the source is the Fed. And I think it was National Association Realtors was showing this. And I know I've shown it on my social media, not as much YouTube, because I do different stuff on YouTube versus the TikTok and Instagram, where I show some of these, talk about a couple different things. So yeah, and the reason I really wanted to kind of go over what the net wealth is, which comes down to home ownership, is this is stuff I wish I knew in my 20s. I mean, I realize we're all raised differently, stuff like that, but it really came to my forefront in thinking after, and then I saw this article today, so I kind of wanted to go through the article, go over a little bit more, but a lot of you already know, obviously, buying a house creates a lot of wealth. I was in San Diego, went to college there. So to me, buying a house is very difficult in that town. And yet with that, I had at the time worked at the very end of, during a lot of college, actually, I'd worked at SeaWorld in San Diego. I ended up in public relations before I graduated. And not the most well-paying job there is. So finding a house and buying a house is a little more difficult. But I'll say this, a photographer there, who also I'm sure does not make a lot of money, had bought a house, and it had hit one of those surges like that do every 10 or 15 years. And he was able to turn around and buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath or something like that. And, so meaning that, kind of like this article we're going to go through says, I mean, even if you're buying, or I think Barbara Copeland also said, like, even if you're buying just a condo when you start out, it's just going to help grow your equity. And with that said, buying a house is not for everybody. I mean, I know, like, if you're not planning on staying in a place, if you're planning on traveling a lot or jumping from city to city or job to job, because you're just that's what you want to do to gain some experience, to grow as fast as possible. That's your desires. Buying a house isn't the right time and place for everybody either. For me, I didn't know where I would be. And so, of course, looking back, I was 15 years in San Diego. So really wish I had. But and now, at the age I'm at, looking at retirement, I mean, of course, I'm thinking, let me buy more houses than to turn into rentals as part of an investment strategy. I'm not one of those types, and which a lot of people I know are, to follow the stock market, play with the stock, but that gives a lot of joy to other people. To me, it's kind of not as much my thing, but both of them, of course, are great depending on what your interest level is. A little bit is about your personality, your desire, what you like to follow, and stuff like that. So, anyway, so let's go check this out. The dramatic impact of home ownership on net worth. So basically, if you're trying to decide whether to buy a home this year, here is a powerful insight. I'll agree that could give you the clarity and confidence you need to make your decision. Every 3 years, the Federal Reserve releases this survey of consumer finances, compares the net worth for homeowners and renters. So I have seen it a couple times. The latest report shows the average homeowner's net worth is almost 40 times greater than a renter's. And and here's the thing is the reason why I really wanted to show this is because I have two siblings. One of my brother had come out to visit me, and he is one of those that I'm not sure how long he's going to be in Denver, Colorado. So would he buy? Would he like to buy? The answer is yes, but he's not sure. He's been there again 4 years. He's been there before in the past. His favorite town. But when you look at your spending with what he's spending on rent is just, and he's kind of at a point where, yeah, it's difficult to find a house. He did have a house years ago, and he had said it's probably worth $700,000. I think he'd paid 300 and something. Gosh, this would have gone back 10-ish years ago, possibly and I think he'd lived there 6 years or something. But then again, he could have and then he moved back to Seattle. So, I mean, there's reasons why some people can't buy. I'm not saying that. But then I do have a sister that lives in California, moved actually to a different town because, of course, California is so expensive, and was renting a house and is still renting. Again, just such high money where it's like, I mean, everyone has different values. So but it is one of those things, go for a lower level house. A few lower things just to, and I just don't, I think in this case is, she's unaware of the equity kind of thing. And to where one of my goals now is really to kind of explain this and get this out there so more people know it. Or for me, I would have known it younger. Our thing was always more so we were raised at go to school. So, but what's funny is I do have one brother that didn't go to school, college. The only one out of the five of us, and his house is paid off. He stumbled across Dave Ramsey, and I hear this a lot. Another realtor stumbled across Dave Ramsey that's with us, and she owns a bunch of rentals and stuff now, but his house is paid off. He is the youngest of all the siblings, so it is kind of funny how it all plays out differently for different people. But so yeah, just checking this out. So $396,000 for homeowners. Renters have a net worth of about $10,000. And yeah, it's just kind of like what all the homeowners out there realize over time, especially like the last 3 years, where a lot of people I'm looking at made $100,000 just if they bought 3 years ago. I mean, that's a little higher price point. The lower price point would be 30, 40, depending whether we're talking, 3 years ago or 5 years ago or something like that. But yeah, just 3 years ago, that's where the biggest curve that we've had. And so, and here, this is kind of how I explain it too, but one reason a wealth gap exists between renters and homeowners is because when you're a homeowner, your equity grows as your home appreciates in value and you make your mortgage payment each month. So basically it's like a forced savings. And that's kind of what I finally realized. It's just basically a forced savings account, and which eventually pays off when you decide to sell. As a renter, you'll never see a financial return on the money you pay out rent. Basically, you're paying off somebody else's mortgage who's getting the equity on that and creating net wealth. So, I not that I expect everyone to learn about equity, but I wish there was classes when you're younger on how to buy a house and kind of did that. But again, when they say when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So some people can be taking that class and have, being there for no reason at all. So I do understand that. The largest part of most homeowners' net worth is their equity. And I would assume the majority of people I talk to would agree with that. So let's go down here. And another reason I kind of want to do this was I met with my financial planner this week. I meet with him every year. And so our, of course, big thing is looking at, what I need to make and how much I need to be putting in each month type of thing. And I will admit, like, my intent is to buy a couple more properties just because, and like I said, in the last 3 years, the houses would have made much more money, way more. Than as a stock could too. You go into the right Uber and Amazon stocks, of course, can do that. But that's just not my thing. So where obviously I'm in real estate, housing is, and again, like we're saying here, housing is for most people who are just your typical 9 to 5, 8 to 5, worker. Where you gain the majority of your net worth, which is why right now cash is winning a lot. Well, cash wins a lot, but like especially now with low inventory, it's the older folks that have just built up some equity in their homes and can afford to, then turn around and get a nice patio home or something like that when they're wanting to downsize and get the main floor laundry, stuff like that. But so yeah, let's just check out there's just the different graphs here. The green is equity in your primary residence. So of course the smaller areas here, it's higher until you get to that high one. And then other investments are in blue. And then it gets to your total net worth. And I think the top number here, I can't scroll over it. It's not letting me, but the top number there looks like the total net worth that somebody has. Then it's clear no matter where your income level is, owning a home can really boost your wealth. The biggest asset most people are ever going to own is a home. Home ownership is really that financial key that helps unlock stability and wealth preservation across generations. And then just saying that, real estate, and then they're just kind of talking a little bit about right now, mortgage rates are trending lower, purchasing power may be higher. Not so. I mean, we still have low inventory, and as soon as the season kicks back in, I'm expecting it kind of starting now, but when it kicks back in those price points here, like 200,000, 300,000, you're a little bit better off if it's, the over 500,000, have a little bit more opportunity than multiple offers. Don't get me wrong, there's still the price points it's that you can get, but of course it's the houses that people don't tend to offer for until it gets down low enough to where somebody says, okay, I have enough money now with this price point that I can go in and paint and fix it up, because a lot of houses aren't fixed up. Some of them need some work, and they're just not priced right. So until they're finally priced right, will a buyer jump on board. But yeah, so I just kind of wanted to go over this. If you're in a point or ever see yourself to where you think you're going to be in a place for 5 years, buying a house is a great idea. I'm not saying it's still the perfect, because it doesn't mean we still don't know what the future holds. I mean, you could, if you were to buy it up here, maybe down there, you could be, underwater. But overall, as this article says, and I would think most people who are homeowners and where their net worth came from, and ask, buying a home, you accidentally don't realize how you're making money over time until you accidentally are in a house 10 years later, just working at your job. And you're like, oh, what's this appreciation? Oh, look at this money we have. Oh, and then you can start taking, borrowing against it and other stuff that you learn along the way if you want to fix it up or move or stuff like that. So anyway, if you have any questions, thanks for watching this. If you have any questions on this or any residential real estate questions in Wichita, Kansas, the season is kicking off here soon. Today's January 12th, freezing cold out there. So stay warm and have a great day.